Hi guys, welcome back to LPB Racing. This is race 3 of round 2 of our reverse grid championship. See, it's a bit more darker now. Nick Hash on pole from Rodas. Get the display up. There we go. Get ready for the lights to go out. Ready for a start off. We go. Good start by everyone. Oh, Bidzster, bad start from the back, and Keith gets hit by someone as well as we all come down towards the first corner. Rodas into the first corner first, then Nick Hash, a bit of a squabble in the middle for position. Everyone fighting each other for position there. Neil, bit of contact with Footman as he rejoins the track. Everyone going up the hill now towards turn 2. TY coming alongside Bidzster as we come up towards this hairpin. Nick Hash in the lead. Nick Hash is in the lead now. Rodas has gone back down to 3rd place. And Bidzster going a bit wide there. Neil Farmack trying to go around Jamo. Bidzster getting a little nudge from Lil Yam saying, get on with it. As we go down towards turn 3 now, so quite a nice couple of corners as we come down. There's Nick Hash in the lead. Seat 1, Rodas. And there's Task 1 up the inside of Mr. Slow One. Cyrex as well up the inside of Mr. Slow One. Mr. Slow One gets put out to dry almost. Jamo working his way past now. As we... Yeah, Jamo goes round the outside. Neil having a little look round Mr. Slow One now. Bidzster right behind him saying, let's get a move on. Rodas in 3rd, there's the leaders there. As we look back, Mr. Slow One, there's Bidzster in the ever orange colours. Neil Farmack in the yellow. Lil Yam quite wide there in the BMW. The winner of the last race, which was race 2. And Neil goes down the inside of Mr. Slow One into the rink curve. Bidzster follows him through. So Bidzster and Neil making up places there. Footman looking to go through as well. He does. Oh, Mr. Slow One's getting completely shuffled out. He's going backwards. Back in 11th place from the 2nd row already. Oh no, that's not what you want from the start. Here we are, Task 1 attacking Rodas. Oh, literally attacking Rodas. Hitting right up the backside. Saying let's go. As we come up towards turn 2 now, Nick Hash, Seat 1, Rodas, Task 1, Cyrex. Close as that. As we're coming towards the hairpin, Cyrex at the inside of Task 1. And no, tucks back in, thinks twice about it as we go into the hairpin, out of the hairpin. Oh, there's Bidzster, a little tap from Footman there, but I think everything's alright. As we exit out of that corner, Mr. Slow One there getting passed by Keith, so Mr. Slow One's having a dreadful race 3. Here's a replay of what happened to Keith at the start. So Keith in front in the BMW, just watch for it. Waiting for the, oh, there he goes, he's gone too early, and that's why he was stood still on the grid. Now everyone goes, and Keith has to wait there until the pack's gone past. Stage 3. As you look at the leaders, Nick Hash and Seat 1 getting quite close. Oh, Task 1 on the inside of Rodas, bang! Little tap to make good friends as he goes up the inside of Rodas there. So Rodas muscled out by Task 1. We'll get a different angle on that. Here's a replay of what happened between Task 1 and Rodas on lap 2. So you see Rodas on the outside. Task 1 goes up the inside, down up the inside, gets through, but then Rodas tries to turn in, and there's a BMW there. As we come back, there's Rodas going a bit wide. Jamo having a little look round in the F-type, with Neil right up his backside, waiting to pounce on any move. And he's pouncing, Jamo goes a bit wide and he has a little nip up the inside, but no way through there. Bidzster waiting in the wings for any mistakes to happen. Jamo looking to have another go past Rodas, but no way through the shiny teeth of that Porsche at the front. Oh, and we've got a side by side for the lead. Nick Hash and Seat 1, and oh, he let Seat 1 go, so he must have had a penalty or something. So Nick Hash goes back to 2nd place. Seat 1 takes the lead of this race. Oh, Neil Farmack's on around the outside of Jamo. We missed that as well, so we'll get another replay. Okay, here we are on board with Bidzster. So look at what happened between Neil and Jamo. So look, Neil goes to the right, goes to the left. Got a really good run out of that last corner in that Mercedes. So Jamo defending on the inside. Both hit the brakes, and then Neil gives plenty of room to Jamo, but then just being able to just drive around the outside and pick up the traction, and then take 6th place. As we come back from that, Lil Yam and Footman close together, just behind that pack that we've just seen. Let's come up towards the hairpin. Jamo, the inside of Neil Farmack. No, thinks twice about it. Lil Yam ahead of Footman now. So that's another couple of positions swapped. Oh, I thought the Jaguar was just alongside the Mercedes then, but no. Jamo has to fold back in behind, and so does Task 1 as well. Jamo has a little look again, but no way through there. The disc glowing in that Mercedes, and I would imagine in every other car, because the brakes will take a pounding around this track. There's Footman just behind Liliam, so they're coming up as well. So Liliam's behind Bidzster now. So Bidzster's slightly under the defensive line there. Just having a little poke at Jamo while he's at it as well. Rodas is in 5th place. Meanwhile, Cyrex has caught up to Nick Hash. So Cyrex caught up to Nick Hash. Nick Hash about to go backwards here. He's getting passed by Cyrex. Task 1's going to try and go through as well. Then inside. Oh, contact. Bang. No way through there. Task 1, that was a bit over ambitious, but you should give it a try. And Nick Hash had no choice but to close the door on that one. As we look at Footman up the inside of Liliam, is he going to try and go for it up the inside? He's going. Liliam gives him the squeeze in the hip and shoulder and says no you don't, and Bidzster says thank you very much, I'll take that place. That's another one. So Bidzster gone a bit more backwards as well, so Bidzster must have been pushed out somewhere. 9th place, Bidzster up behind Liliam. Meanwhile, Jamo and Rodas having another little battle here. Jamo up the inside of Rodas into the hairpin. Beautiful move. Rodas tries to cut back over the curb, but just hits that yellow sausage curb and doesn't manage to get good traction out the corner. He's got to watch out for Liliam under the attack now as well. Seat 1 in the lead. Cyrex, Nick Hash, Task 1, Neil Farmack, and then these lot back here. Rodas, Liliam, Bidzster, all quite close together. Bidzster, almost on the gravel there, but Bidzster trying to make a comeback. Needs to catch up to TY in the points. Meanwhile, TY all the way back in 13th, so TY's had an off somewhere as well. So we'll get a replay on that. Here's a replay of what happened to TY. So this was back on just at the start of lap 2, so we missed this completely. Up the inside of Mr. Slow One, and gets to put the power on the curb, hits the yellow line, and going to go straight round. That is not like TY one bit. As we look back at the battle here, Liliam alongside Bidzster, Footman trying to follow through as well, but Bidzster will not give up lightly. We know it all. Liliam, a little tap to Rodas, I think. Rodas goes off the road. Liliam slowing down to try and let him back on. Rodas, well, back on and sort of gained a bit of time there, I think, as well. Bidzster up to 8th place now. Liliam back to 9th place with Footman right behind him. As we go back to the leaders now, Cyrex right behind Seat 1, so the leaders quite close together here. Will Cyrex go for a move, or will Seat 1 be able to defend it into the hairpin? Lap 5 of 13 already. Into the hairpin, no move there. Nick Hash up the inside, Nick Hash having a go. Bold attempt up the inside, a little bit of a hip and shoulder against the BMW and gets on with it. Neil Farmack closing up as well. As we look back at the hairpin, Bidzster's got past Rodas. Bidzster up to 7th place, so Bidzster's on the move here. Whereabouts is Keith? There he is. Then TY's up to 12th as well, so TY back on a charge. As we go back towards the leaders. Oh no, Nick Hash is off the road. Oh, did he go off himself or was he pushed? We'll get a replay. Here's a replay between Nick Hash and Cyrex of what happened on board with Task. So see Nick's ahead, pulls into the left and brakes, and Cyrex doesn't react in time, hits him off completely, and then Task 1 goes through, but Cyrex does dare stop and wait for Nick to go through. As we come back from that, there's Bidzster 7th place, catching up to Cyrex. So Bidzster's caught up now, so that's another car he's going to be close to. Rodas defending from Liliam in the background there. There's Liliam, Rodas going super defensive. That's not going to help his line out the corner. Liliam, tries to drive around the outside. Contact's made. Oh, but no way through there. Footman's going to be closing up as well. We'll quickly go back towards the front. Seat 1, Task 1, Neil, 3rd place. Jamo, Cyrex, Bidzster, all through the shocks. Quick as that. Footman. Pace of these cars, got to be careful of track limits there, boys. Green stuff's okay, red stuff isn't. As we go down the straight, I think we've got a couple of cars side by side for, there we are, Jamo and Nick Hash. Jamo having a look at the inside, Nick Hash runs wide and lets Jamo through. Just a little mistake there from Nick Hash, just a bit too hot on the brakes. As we look at Task 1 and Neil now, so Neil closing up to Task 1. That BMW will be good on the brakes. But it looks like the Mercedes is even better. Closes right up. And Jamo again up the inside of Nick Hash. Into the hairpin. Oh, a little tap. I think Bidzster just hit the back of Nick there. So Bidzster just again a bit carried away under brakes there and just makes a little mistake. Hits Nick, but all's well that ends well. Rodas down to 9th now with Footman all over the back of him. As we go down towards turn 3. Rodas slightly defensive from Footman just in case of any moves. Oh, runs slightly wide though. Footman's going to get good. Oh, Footman sideways. Keith looking for a way through as well. Keith, ever the opportunist, going for a move here, but I don't think he's going to get around the outside of Rodas, so he's going to have to wait for another opportunity to open up. But we'll quickly nip back to our leaders. Here we go. Seat 1, Task 1, Neil up the inside of Task, coming down towards turn 6. Into turn 6, he's up the inside, through he goes. Oh, nothing he could do there to avoid a bit of contact. Task 1 forced out and back down to 3rd place. Neil up to 2nd. So Task 1 just trying to hold on in there, a bit too long. Oh, we've got a massive gaggle of cars here towards the last corner. Footman going through. There's Nick Hash. All behind Rodas. TY joining in as well. So Rodas has got a right train of cars behind him. And got contact up front. Oh no! Neil Farmack's in the wall. He's reset. Task 1 slowing down. So we'll get another replay on that. Here's a replay of what happened between Neil Farmack and Task 1 on lap 7. Coming down to the corner, and Task 1 misses his braking point, just darts for the inside, aims for Neil Farmack, takes him straight out, and then brakes and causes Seat 1 to take avoidance as well. So not good driving there. Here's another look at that from on board with Task. So Neil moves out to attack Seat 1, and they're on the brakes, and we just don't even brake until then. And Task could have easily gone to the left and went to the excursion road, except he went to the inside and went and deliberately took out another car. So after we come back from that, Neil getting passed by Liliam after that incident there. Rodas in 8th place with another gaggle of cars behind him. Bidzster up the inside of Cyrex into the hairpin, got that done. Neil back down to 6th place now. Rodas 8th place with a train behind him. Footman, Nick Hash, TY. So TY needs to get a move on in this. Bidzster's going to be just ahead in the point standings if they keep it where they are. Go into the turn 3. Nick Hash having a little look at Footman, decides to think twice about it. TY having a little look at Nick Hash now, trying to get the overspeed. Remember that Nissan GTR, very good in a straight line. TY into the corner, no, can't quite manage it there. We go down the hill into 5, round 5, long radius corner. Neil's got Liliam all over the back of him as well, so Neil's not alone in this. We look at Rodas, Nick Hash and the others. Nick Hash going for a move on the inside past Rodas. No way through there. Rodas goes wide as a result. TY having a look as well, but no way through there. As we join the leaders, Jamo in the lead now. Jamo in the lead. Seat 1 second, Bidzster 3rd, Cyrex 4th. How things can change in a few laps. Liliam 6th, behind Neil in 5th. Task 1 trying to keep tabs on the back. As Rodas and Nick Hash go to war again. And TY going up the inside of Footman as well into the hairpin, and we're trying a bold move up the inside. Footman turns in on him, doesn't give him any space. Footman alongside the Nissan. Could have given him a bit more room there, but Rubin's racing. TY, because you see the power of the GTR, is pulling away from that Beetle under acceleration. Footman will try and outbrake him, but you can't outbrake TY very easily. Oh, Nick Hash has gone wide. Nick Hash goes wide there. Rodas having a little look round the outside. I don't think that's going to work. We've got another gaggle of cars ahead. Got so many battles to keep track of here. Rodas tucks in between Nick Hash and TY. As we come down towards the next set of corners. Cyrex behind Bidzster now. Bidzster closing up to Seat 1 and Jamo. As we look back at the Nick... Oh, TY's on the gravel. Was he pushed wide by Footman? We didn't see there. We'll get a replay. As Nick Hash goes onto the gravel. Rodas up the inside. Up the inside goes Rodas. Through he goes. Oh, wide. He's gone wide. He's gone wide. He'll have to rejoin behind. Oh, no. He comes back on and hits Nick. Oh, no. He's come back on. And he's trying to come back on now and hit Nick again and again and again. Oh, Nick's into... Oh, he's off. Into the wall. Nick Hash goes off. Oh, clumsy driving there by Rodas. He should have just gone wide, given way, and slotted in behind the other car rather than just trying to fight as he come back onto the track. So Here's a replay on board with Footman of what happened between Nick Hash and Rodas. So you see Nick Hash just rejoining there onto the track. Rodas is on the inside, and then Rodas outbrakes himself, goes quite wide there, and then comes back across and bang, hits Nick Hash, who then has to go over the curb and run wide himself. And then Rodas is bang, 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 hitting Nick Hash, and then takes him into the wall. The track. So you can't really do out in that situation, really. But no, that was not good there. But anyway, we go back towards the front. Bidzster attacking Seek 1. So Bidzster attacking Seek 1. Neil Farmick under attack from Task 1 and trying to attack Lil Yam. We'll go back to the Bidzster Seek battle, but no way through there. Let's see if Neil can get past Lil. No, he can't. Task 1 stays behind as well. TY there, and unfortunately Nick Hash has chosen to quit. So unfortunately that'll be a warning for Nick. I don't like rage quitters. The least you can do is see the race through to the end and resolve the matters afterwards. So Nick Hash rage quitting from this race, as Mr. Slow on there moves up a position, still in last place but moves up to a position. So a couple more points for the Mr. Slow one. So there's TY on the move now. He's got some clear traffic, hoping to catch the next bunch of cars. Task 1 on Lil Yam. Oh, Neil's got through past Lil Yam there. We missed that. We'll get a replay on that. Here's a look at what happened between Neil and Lil Yam. See Lil Yam running wide onto the curb there. Neil getting a good run around the outside, and then this is where we saw it from up here. So Lil Yam, a mistake at the previous corner, but then Neil, very wise, thinks about it and goes back up the inside. Does the switch back. Beautiful move there by Neil Farmick. But as we quickly come back from that now, Lil Yam up the inside of Neil, coming in towards turn 1. Will he go for the move? Of course he will. It's Lil Yam. He's going to try and outbrake him on the brakes. Neil says, no you don't. Shuts the door in his face and says, have that, sunshine. So Neil away in the Mercedes now. He'll be really trying to get his head down to catch SHAREfactory and Bidzster up. Meanwhile, Task 1 behind Lil now, so this could be Task's opportunity. Z4 versus M3. The M3 goes defensive of Lil Yam, but then tucks back into the racing line. Lil Yam goes wide, almost took Neil out there, outbrakes himself, and then Task 1 takes 6th place with ease as they go down towards turn 3. And at turn 3, Jamo and Bidzster. So Bidzster's got past seat 1 now. So Jamo, he's got his mirrors full of that orange Porsche. So to see how long Jamo can keep Bidzster back for. Jamo is no slouch. He's one of the cleanest races we've got in here. And let's see if he puts Bidzster up to the challenge. Meanwhile, Neil Farmick, twitch, trying to get as much power down in that Mercedes as possible. And Rodas and Footman having a little battle here as well. So Rodas, slightly wide there, but I don't know, was the contact there? So close. We'll get a replay on that. Here's a quick replay on the looking back from Rodas. He goes wide, and Footman's nowhere near him, and he goes off himself. As we go back to the leaders, Jamo, Bidzster's up the inside, Jamo's gone wide. And I think, is that Bidzster? Yeah, Bidzster must be slowing up, he must have hit Jamo or something, so we'll get a replay on that as well. Here's a replay of what happened between Bidzster and Jamo. So coming into the turn 6, second to last corner. Jamo goes wide, Bidzster goes up down the inside as he's right to do so. He's ahead, turns in, and Jamo actually turns into Bidzster. So, but Bidzster thought he ran wide into Jamo, but it was actually Jamo that turned into Bidzster. But as we come back, Seat 1 up the inside of Bidzster and over the curbs, and Bidzster gets a fantastic run around the outside. He had to run slightly wide there because Seat was on the inside, but Gate keeps the place. So Seat 1 now losing the place to SHAREfactory because of the inside, losing speed. SHAREfactory goes through. So SHAREfactory into 3rd place now. Neil Farmick closing up on these guys. So we look at Lil Yam and Task 1 behind. A lock up there, it was TY. But yeah, Lil Yam through up the inside of Task 1 there, so Lil Yam up to 6th place. He's trying to stay with Neil. As we come out of turn 3, get the power on, smooth application of power. Round to turn 4, very hard corner. Sort of you can see the entrance, but then it goes blind as you go around it, and then it reappears there we go, down the hill. And then up through turn 5. Long radius left-hander, which has a long kink to the right out of it, flat on the throttle, up the hill towards Rink Curve, which is one of the hardest corners. Here's a replay of something that happened further back. So this is Mr. Slow On in 12th place. There's Rodas going into the turn 3, wide, gravel, spins, oh, and then you have nowhere to go, and he just ghosts as we get to him. Just got to get the entry point right, and then Jamo running quite wide there. He's got to be careful not to get a track limits call. That could make or break his race. Cyrex and Seat 1 there okay with the track limits, and there's Liliam over the curbs as well. As TY takes a little bit of grass with him. Keith there in 9th place, so Keith back in 9th, Footman 10th, Mr. Slow One up to 11th now, Rodas back down to 12th, so Rodas all the way back down in 12th place now, so Rodas with the work to do as we come up towards the hairpin. Bidzster in 2nd place, Jamo in the lead, brakes glowing. They all get the foot down out of the hairpin, battling for traction. A little bit more spread out now in this one, but still, all it takes is one mistake and the race is ruined for you. And remember, tyres will be a factor as well. The tyres will be going off now. Look at the amount of lot that Bidzster's having to put on to get around the corner. The car just understeering on him. Same with everyone else, I would imagine. Tyres just about starting to go off, especially if you're on the soft or the super soft. If you're on a medium, it shouldn't be too bad. So TY is really struggling down in 8th place though. TY is not really being able to make up any ground in this one, so 0-0 TY. Not able to make up much time at all. As we go back to Jamo in the lead, about to start his last lap. Coming down to the last couple of corners on this penultimate lap. In through there, lovely out the corner, with Bidzster following him, Cyrex, Task 1 as well. There we are, there's Bidzster behind him, there's Cyrex, and there's Seek 1. As he come across the line, last lap now. So Jamo, you've got one more lap to hold on for your first win with LPB Racing. Jamo over the curb on the inside. Bidzster trying his hardest. Oh, it's just caught that inside curb, which caused the car to hop and then resulted in him going slightly wide, but he has lost time because Cyrex is catching. Cyrex is catching there, he's in the draft of Bidzster. So Bidzster's just give Jamo another couple of tenths of breathing space there. So that's not what you want to do, really. But as we come into the hairpin, get the traction out, Cyrex a little bit of a squirm there. Let's have a look back at Liliam and Task 1, and TY's close up on these guys as well. Oh, Task 1, bad run out the hairpin. He's going to have to defend now from Liliam. Liliam goes to the left because Task 1's already defending to the right. Let's have a quick look into the hairpin, see the leaders still remaining the same. So let's look at Task 1 and Liliam. Task 1, oh, in the inside, throws the car into the apex, runs wide on the gravel, and Liliam goes through, and oh, TY, such a last minute avoidance. Throws that GTR sideways just to avoid Task 1 there. So Task 1 back down to 8th place, loses 2 positions. TY up to 7th place. But Jamo looks like he might have done it here. Neil looking for a last ditch effort on Seat 1 as well. As we come down towards the last few corners, Jamo's going to come through. Will Seat 1 be able to hold on from Neil Farmack? He's going to have a look. He's going to go, oh, he's right behind him, practically pushing the car in front. Is he going to get enough? But he's not going to be enough for Jamo. Jamo wins race 3 of round 2. Bidzster 2nd, Cyrex 3rd, Seat 1 4th, Neil 5th. As quick as that. Good race for all there. Liliam in 6th place, TY 7th, Task 1 in 8th position. And then, oh no, contact to the last corner. Keith and Footman. Keith 9th place, Footman 10th. We'll get a replay on that quickly. Okay, here's a replay of what happened between Footman and Keith. So you see Keith's quite slow out of the previous corner, and then Footman comes up the inside. So Footman's on the inside now, and then into this corner. Footman backs out of it sensibly. Keith goes through, and then you think Keith runs a bit wide, and then Footman's up the inside, and then there's contact, and then no more contact, but there was no way through there, and then Keith crosses the line. Here's an onboard from Keith, so that's Footman on his right, and then Footman backs off. Keith goes into the corner and then into the last corner, not really any way through. Keith goes slightly wide, Footman carries good speed and then just nowhere to go with the car, and then just ends up going into the wall. And then we come back from that, Rodas and Mr. Slow One. Rodas has got past Mr. Slow One there, runs a bit wide out the last corner. Will Mr. Slow One go for it? He's going to have to try something here. Goes wide. No, it's not going to be enough. Rodas takes 11th place. Mr. Slow One is going to be 12th. There they are across the line, and we'll see you guys. Okay guys, let's take you through that result then. So it was Jamo victorious in the Jaguar F-Type from Bidzster in the Porsche 911, 1.2 seconds back. Then it was Cyrex in third, finishing off the podium. Then fourth is Seek 1 in the M6. Then it was Neil Farmack in the SLS in fifth place. Liliam sixth in the BMW M3. Then it was TY in the GTR in seventh place. Task 1 eighth in the Z4. Keith in the M6 in ninth place. Footman 10th in the Beetle. Rodas 11th in the 911. Mr. Slow 1 in the M3 12th, and Nick Hash rounds out the 13 in the Toyota Supra. Neil Farmack in the SLS with the fastest lap, 127.9. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.